up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, man. So last night got the Blazer torn apart. Well, got the intake manifold pulled off of it because I'm wanting to address these fuel rails. So I mentioned in a previous video that I saw this horrible thing on Facebook where a guy had a Blazer similar to mine. He was at the racetrack and one of these had popped off of his factory fuel rails and just drenched his entire heat-soaked engine with fuel. It went up in flames and the whole thing was basically a loss. Ever since I seen that, man, this has kind of made me paranoid with these damn things. And so the thing is I have these fuel rails on the Blazer. I have these fuel rails on the Cat Eye, on the Suburban. Everything that I have that has an LS in it has these fuel rails. But my theory is potentially the same as these ones, could have sat in the sun for a long time and maybe got weak. You know how these manifolds, they kind of turn white and they just go to shit whenever they sit in the sun. Well, the fuel rails are the same way. If these were the fuel rails that came on my engine, I wouldn't be so worried about it because I pulled it out of a running Tahoe and then put it straight into my Blazer. But these are actually the fuel rails that came off of Braven's engine, in which his engine did just sit on a stand for a while in the sun, you know. So I don't know, I've been wanting to get these off of the Blazer, and today is that day. Thanks to the evil side, baby. So we got a set of billet fuel rails in here. There is an issue though, is that these don't necessarily fit truck manifolds, and that's a pretty common issue because it's really hard to find a set of manifolds, or sorry, a set of fuel rails that fit a truck manifold. I've been looking on all kinds of different websites trying to find some, and if you do, they are like $800, and I didn't want to spend $800. If I was going to spend $800, I would just order a whole freaking intake manifold. Anyhow, these are what I picked up from EVIL Energy. These will actually directly bolt on to an LS1 intake manifold, or the actual LS series intake manifolds. You know, it doesn't fit on, directly bolt on to the truck manifold. And I was aware of that whenever I ordered these. And the guys over at EVIL Energy are well aware that I am going to attempt to make these work. Ooh! Ah! The dimensions, the holes for the actual fuel injectors themselves, like everything lines up, dude. Like it fits on there as if it goes to it. But the only issue is you can't bolt it up. So if you look, this is where our fuel rails need a bolt, and that is the hole for the mounting bracket, which lines up with this one. Kinda like they're in line with one another, but this back one does not. And then of course it's the exact opposite on the other side of the manifold. So the rear one is pretty close to lining up, but the front one does not. So the thing is the brackets that they supply. Now remember, this is built to fit an LS1 manifold, and I knew these were not going to fit from the start, you know, and I was searching YouTube and I couldn't find anybody who like makes them fit, except for one guy, and he was like drilling holes and stuff inside of the fuel rail, which you can do, but I'm just going to try to basically make a new bracket that is going to utilize our truck manifold bolting point and then just extends over to the bolting point on the fuel rails that they already have here. But these are the brackets that we're supposed to be using, and it's not supposed to be on this side. Obviously it goes on this side in here. So as you can see, that bracket would not work. So we are going to need to basically custom make brackets to make this bolt onto the truck manifold. And once again, just like that hanger that we made for the fuel cell, that made that 15-gallon fuel cell a direct bolt-in to the factory placement. We have to make direct bolt-in brackets for the fuel rails now. So once we make these brackets, that's basically going to make these a direct bolt-in to the truck manifold. I should mass produce them. Now, I'm not 100% sure that this is going to work. No, I'm not talking about the tape. Tape is a template we're going to make a bracket out of. I can just see some people thinking to themselves, like, this boy is taping his freaking fuel rails on right now. Anyhow, I have the tape applied there, and then I took a Sharpie and actually marked our bolting point. So now I'm going to peel the tape off, apply it to some aluminum, and then just go from there, see what kind of bracket we can fab up. Of course, I want it to look good at the same time, hold my fuel rails on there where they don't come off. Toby, you are such a grade A good boy. I freaking love you, dude. Toby, I love you. Oh, I love you, buddy. You gotta stop getting this gray face, man. You know that? You gotta stop getting the gray face. We'll have to take you in to get you all dyed back to your natural color, huh? Crazy boy. Alright, so I have one side bolted onto the fuel rail itself. I'm going to go ahead and mark the back right where the fuel rail sits. That's where we need to bend this thing. And it's not going to be like a straight 90. It's got to be bent a little less than a 90. So I'm going to have to bend it a little bit and check it, bend it, check it, back and forth. Alright, so I have the holes drilled already that actually goes into the fuel rail itself, but I did not drill the holes that attach to the manifold because I was worried that things can get a little out of whack with the tape and all that. So I want to mark the holes now so I know that I have them in the exact spot they need to be. So what I'm going to do is take a couple pieces, little pieces of tape, and just roll it up into a ball that will fit inside of here. Maybe. It's gotta be smaller. Shit. You know what? I have a different idea. I'll be back. Alright, I'm gonna cut a Q-tip in half and then put the Q-tip down inside of there. Dude, that freaking fits perfect! Hell yeah. Perfection. Then I'm gonna take a paint marker and we're gonna put a dab of paint on the tip of the Q-tip. Just like that. Then I'm going to set our bracket on here. Carefully, and marked. And not marked. Damn it. Let me get my paint marker a little wetter. Alright, both sides marked. Hell yeah. Well, there it is, guys. That just goes to show sometimes whenever you can't find something that'll work, you got to make it work, you know? So, once again, with those brackets right there, we have now made LS1 style billet fuel rails a direct bolt-on affair to a truck manifold. What's up? So, I don't know if I'm going to paint them. Actually, I'm probably going to end up painting them because if I was able to get away with not having put in the sanding scratches in it, and if it was just clean bare aluminum, I probably would have left it. But either way, I think they're going to look better just being black. Or who knows, maybe color of the wheels. I literally don't have any of that color inside of the engine bay. That's pretty much it for today, man. I'm not going to put all this back together because I haven't decided yet if I'm going to continue just disassembling some things in here to put some more stuff on. Put it in the comments down below if you think I should do that, because I know the majority of you guys know exactly what it is I'm talking about. I mean, if I've already got some stuff taken apart, I may as well take some more stuff apart, right? Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please do smash the like button, and remember, I have a link in the description down below to the website that you can get anything that you need from EVIL Energy, and they are also giving the DB fam a discount. The promotional code is in the description as well. Peace out, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.